Sometimes I forget that I'm wearing a mask. I'm so used to wearing it. I would like to recognize the representative of the Lekwa municipality in absentia, the management and officials of the Department of Education in Mpumalanga, the management of Rondavel and Azalea schools, my Sasol and Osizweni colleagues, our media partners, Bulletin, and the learners of the two schools. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I must say that I am very encouraged as a representative of Sasol to see that our partners share our values. Listening to the Mr. Mutweni, I would have thought that we are in the plant. Safety committees and all those are things that we deal with on a daily basis. So it is very encouraging to see that as we partner with stakeholders, our values come through in those partnerships as well. You know, as I stand here, I was at another event at a school at the I think it was Monday. And every time I drive to these events, I'm just in awe of the teachers and the staff of our schools and of our nation. You know, we talk about frontline staff and we normally think of nurses, ambulance or emergency services people, but for me, our teachers are also frontline staff. At a certain time, our learners had to stay at home for months without knowing what was coming or what was around the corner, what was the plan, whether this virus would be in control, whether we would be sitting here today. But when the minister made the announcement that schools were going to be reopened, dedicated teachers came back, made a plan, and made sure that the education continues. So I would like my colleagues, my teachers, maybe the teachers can also clap for themselves, but let's clap for these great members of our communities that have made sure that education takes place and continues and our learners can be prepared to go on to the next year of their education. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mutweni spoke about COVID, and you know, COVID-19 has forced us as organizations and as individuals to go back and review how we do life, to go back and review our humanity. You know, as an organization, we always we always think of ourselves as a caring and responsible organization. But COVID-19 has forced us to go back and dig deep and see if we are actually living according to our values and make sure that we are actually delivering on the commitments we have made to our stakeholders. And today, as an organization, we are very excited to be here. I know that under normal circumstances, schools would be closed, but we are living in non-normal or new normal situations. So we are excited as an organization to be here to hand over a donation that we committed to, a donation that was requested through the department, the District Department of Education. And because we have a long-standing relationship with the department, we saw it fit to participate, to assist in making sure that the vision of the department and the vision of Sasol, which is to make sure that our communities have quality education, that all children that are supposed to be in school have the opportunity to be in school. So this opportunity today has allowed us to highlight our commitment to our relationships, our commitment to our partnerships, to our stakeholders, to our communities, which we believe is our responsibility as a caring organization. So as an organization, we believe in maintaining and building strong relationships with the stakeholders that we deal with. We believe that as an organization, we succeed because of the stakeholders, the partners, the communities that support us. So as we succeed, we have to take our stakeholders and our communities with us. And an event like today, where we are giving the donation, is a way of highlighting that relationship that is symbiotic, that relationship that says, if I am doing well, I want you to do well as well. Our relationships with local stakeholders like our schools allow us to be able to make our purpose, which is innovating for a better world, come alive. For us, a better world is making sure that the children in our communities go to school. For us, a better world is making sure that we've got quality infrastructure that will allow a better quality of life for our communities. Our partnerships, we ensure, are mutually beneficial. We create partnerships that are trust-based, where we can advance, enable, and deliver value to our partners. We want to be a partner of choice to the stakeholders that we deal with. We want to be top of mind when our partners and our stakeholders think of looking for solutions. They need to know that there is a partner called Sasol, that if we go to that partner, we will find solutions. Our partnerships are not only with schools, but with other organizations. So just as we are a partner with the department, we are partners with other corporates as well. So sometimes in our initiatives, you will see that we would bring our corporate partners as well. Over the years, Sasol has built trust-based relationships, especially to uplift communities close to our operations. I know that today the community we're benefiting might look like it's far from our operations, but we've got mines in Lekwa, we've got mines in Dibalese. So our operations does not only mean the Sasol plant, but the mines that are around communities as well. These relationships enable us to partner with various community structures and organizations, as I've said, to drive in the interventions that benefit our fence-line communities. School infrastructure development remains key to us as an organization, because we know that our communities have got challenges of overcrowding. So it is school infrastructure is one of our focus areas in the education space, and we work closely with the department, and we know that the department also sees this as a challenge which needs to be met, and they have their focus on improving the overall education outcomes. And to do that, we need infrastructure that will allow our learners to learn in conducive conditions. This has been the main objective of the Department of Education, to ensure that there should be no learner who lands under uninhabitable or dangerous structures. And we support that as a company. The Department of Education faces huge infrastructural shortage with huge backlog and budget deficit to fill the gap. Through our Sasol School Infrastructure Program, we have partnered with the department, and it's not only in Mpumalanga, but we've partnered with the Department of Education in other provinces as well, to make sure that we reduce classroom overcrowding by providing mobile classrooms which will make the learning environment more conducive. Now, some of the objectives that we aim to reach through this, except for the overcrowding, is also to create relationships that are strong with our communities. And we are hoping that this is a start in Lekwa, but we will look for other opportunities as we go on. In Mpumalanga, our focus when we come to education is mainly in Governbegi, where we've done most of our initiatives with our partner Osizweni Science Center, and we've got education initiatives in Dipaliseng and now Lekwa. And as I've mentioned, every year we identify an area which we focus on, and we then provide the assistance from an infrastructure perspective. However, there are certain initiatives that are continuous, which we also do with Osizweni Science Center in the 3 municipalities I have mentioned. Now, today, it gives us great pleasure as an organization, as a partner to the department, as a partner to the community of Lekwa municipality. It gives us great pleasure to be handing over the mobile classrooms that we are seeing behind me. Except for that, we are also handing over the jungle gym that you will see on your right-hand side there, that colorful structure that you see on your right-hand side. We are also going to be handing over school stationery, and as well as some school uniform items and shoes. So the learners from the 2 schools, Rondavel Combined School and Azalea Combined School, are going to be the proud beneficiaries of this donation. Now, as an organization, I mentioned that we consider ourselves as a caring company. And what makes us even proud is that our employees are also caring. So part of the donation you are going to receive is not from the company, but from our employees. We've got an employee volunteerism program called Sasol for Good. I think you've seen my colleagues wearing caps and t-shirts that are written Sasol for Good. So the Sasol for Good program is where our employees volunteer their skills, they volunteer their funds, and in any other way to benefit the communities. So some of the stuff that you would be getting, or the items that you would be receiving, are actually from Sasol employees. Now, Sasol as an organization, as I mentioned, focuses on education as one of the areas that we can make a difference in our communities. And our education programs are developed in such a way that we provide a holistic approach to learning or to education. So our programs start from ECD, the ECD stage, to tertiary stage. And in Mpumalanga, our partner in making sure that we can deliver on our education commitments is Osizweni Science Center. I think Dr. Wesi was not here. He is the managing director of Osizweni Science Center. So when we were being introduced, he was not here yet. Welcome, Dr. Wesi. So our other initiatives that we do, before I hand over to the next speaker, I just wanted to share that this is not the only initiative that we do. Some of the initiatives that we do, except for school infrastructure, we've got e-learning. We've got an e-learning program that allows learners in high school to be able to attend classes virtually. And this e-learning program started actually before even COVID-19. So when I say our purpose is innovating for a better world, you will be able to see that we were way ahead of COVID because we were already doing virtual classes before the virus started. We also support and create capacity in the ECD space. So we train NPOs that are in the ECD space. We support teachers and learners. And we also support STEM. As you know, our organization focuses on supporting science, technology, and innovation, mathematics, in the schools. And we also give tertiary bursaries for learners that are in our area that have had very good marks in their matric year. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to spoil the program by being too long. But, you know, today as I was coming here, I was reminded that today is International Human Rights Day. And one of the pillars of the international human rights is education. And I believe one of the clauses says, education is one of the most powerful tools by which economically and socially marginalized adults and children can lift themselves out of poverty and participate fully in society. So today, as we donate or we hand over the donations, I want to leave you with that. And just to say that as a company, we are committed to making sure that this pillar of the international human rights actually comes alive in our country. We are here to support the department to make it a reality. And even in the days that we are living in of the new normal, education will still be our focus area that we believe will create a future for a future youth that will be able to take themselves out of poverty and to be economically active people in the future. In closure, I want to leave you with a quotation that says, education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. So enjoy the rest of the day and let's celebrate this day together as partners. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Program Director, for the opportunity. I hope I'm audible. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me this morning to acknowledge the following people. I wish to take this opportunity to recognize and acknowledge the presence of the leadership from Sasol, represented by Usesi Uritabile. I also want to take this opportunity to recognize and acknowledge you, Dr. Wesi. We've known you for a while now. Thanks very much for gracing this occasion. I also wish to recognize in absentia. I also wish to recognize in absentia the circuit manager of Lekwa East, because this school is administered under Lekwa East Circuit, Mrs. Buhata, who is represented today by Mr. Baba. Mr. Baba. I also want to take this opportunity to recognize and acknowledge the presence of the principal of Azalea, Ms. Kumalo. In our midst as well, we also have the SGBs from the two schools. They have been properly acknowledged. They are here. I've seen members of the SGB from Azalea. I've seen members of the SGB from Rondavel. Learners, you are so subdued today. The program director was making reference that we are all smiles today, though I don't see those smiles behind those mics. Can you give yourselves a round of applause, learners, please? Can you clap your hands, please? Yes, thank you very much. Representatives from the media, you also recognized and acknowledged. Distinguished guests, Sanbonan Dumelang. Ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, I wish to apologize on behalf of our district director, Mr. P.P. Makagula, who would have loved to be part of this occasion together with his DMT, but unfortunately they are engaged elsewhere in Secunda today because they have to respond to certain demands by DBE, Department of Basic Education. He's unfortunately not here, so he has delegated us to represent the district and his DMT. I hope the apology is accepted. Cesare Tabile, now Dr. Rufus. We also wish to recognize in absentia the reps from the Lekwa local municipality. I guess they are here. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a presentation that the director was supposed to make today. So what I'm going to do, I will read the presentation as is and try to express his gratitude towards this event. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm and cordial welcome is extended to everyone for joining us in this august occasion of the official handover of the mobile classrooms. We note that this is a joint event for the two schools, Rondavel and Azalea. But today we are here at Rondavel as Education Department to witness true partnership between us and Sasol in addressing infrastructure challenges in our journey to ensure that quality education is accessed by all. Today is a historic day to prove to everyone that the partnership between government and Sasol lives. We are saying loudly and proudly that our partnership is working for the people of this country and is slowly but surely turning the tide on the poor infrastructural challenges in our schools. Cesare Tabile has expanded on this point. As a Department of Education, we've got a huge backlog in terms of infrastructure. So when we get donations of this nature, investment of this nature, because as a Department of Education, we don't only see this as a donation, but we see it as an investment, because our expectation is that out of these mobile classrooms, we expect to produce mathematicians, We expect to produce scientists. We expect to produce many other people who are going to excel in different spheres of life. So that is why we see this as a huge investment towards achieving that goal. These additional mobile classrooms will accommodate a growing learner population and alleviating overcrowding. This point cannot be overemphasized. These temporary classes that relieve challenges of infrastructure where the department alone cannot easily address them. We know that we will not achieve a better life for all unless we give our people the capacity to realize their full potential and break the cycle of poverty. It is only through universal quality basic education that we will be able to equip our children with a set of skills needed to navigate the demands and challenges of the 21st century. Ladies and gentlemen, let us remember that Sasol donated these classrooms at primary schools. Though Azalea is a combined school, but it does have a primary section and an FET section. The success of our educational system is entirely dependent on what we do at the primary school. What you see at the FET phase is the foundation that was laid at the primary school. If the foundation is not correct at the level of the primary school, we are all doomed to fail. That is why it becomes even more significant that these mobile classrooms are donated at the 2 primary schools where the foundation for the future is laid. We really appreciate that very much. Primary schools are the foundation upon which our future is built, both as individuals and as a nation. By handing over these mobile classrooms today and many others to come, we are securing and guaranteeing the future not only of our children but also of our country as a whole. You see, I think it was Sisri Tabilo or Ubaba let me see, Baba You see, with this Sasol's generosity, at least we will be able to partly achieve what is guaranteed in the Bill of Rights. Because in the Bill of Rights, the Bill of Rights expect every South African, rich or poor, black or white, man or woman, adult or child, to have quality access to education. That is absolutely critical. So this donation is a gesture towards achieving that noble cause. Partly, at least we are moving towards that direction. It further goes on that every child has the right to quality education in a safe environment. Probably this is a better school if you look at the buildings and stuff, but in some of our schools where we've donated these mobile classrooms, the element of safety is not there at all. This is a better school, but in other schools it's terrible when it comes to matters of safety. These temporary mobile classrooms are a solution to the call that no one is left without a school, a book, a teacher, in our priority as government to address the challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. Sasol is playing an important role in supporting quality education delivery in our schools. And as a Department of Education, we have a role to cement our relationship and partnership as expected by the South African national government, that together we can do more. The generous journey paved by Sasol through donation of mobile classrooms adds to the positive stories of generosities that we are benefiting from. Thank you, Sasol, for responding positively towards the education department's core area of ensuring that there is a school, and in a school there is quality classroom. Because you can have a school theoretically and practically, But if there is no quality classroom, no education can take place without, no quality education take place without a safe environment. These mobile classrooms, together with committed teachers, will produce citizens that are conscious of and committed to the ideal of truly united nations defined by non-racialism, non-sexism, democracy, and shared prosperity. Working together as government and patrons like Sasol and many more will empower our teachers, parents, unions, and community at large to add value to the quality education. Let us make this official handover of mobile classrooms the beginning of an exciting and meaningful journey of learning for all our children. That is the message that the district director said we must share with you today. But in conclusion, we wish to say to Sister Tabile and Dr. Wesi, we really wish to extend our profound gratitude to Sasol and Osizweni Science Center for this wonderful investment in the Department of Education. We also wish to indicate to the parents, I hope they are here, members of the SGP, it is your responsibility to ensure that you safeguard this investment. You protect these mobile classrooms. They belong to you. They no longer belong to Sasol. It is your responsibility now to make sure that they are protected, they are not vandalized. Because any classroom that is vandalized, you are destroying the future of your own children. Azalea, please, let's make sure, your SGP, I've seen the chairperson is here. Let's make sure that these mobile classrooms are safeguarded. When we make tents at the school, we want to see these mobile classrooms remaining intact. Bazali, Sianusa, we urge you, ukuthi nivikele lawa mobile classroom ewenu ndonethelo uSasol investment ikusasa lengane zenu angavandalizwa abonya upela mobile classroom. Siyanusa bakithi nenze sure ukuthi aya protected so that uSasol azoqhubeka ukuthi asinikeze izinsiza ezifana nalezi. Ngiyathemba sizwana bazali. Program Director, thank you very much for the opportunity. It's much appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah. This ribbon, come finish your